This is the 2023 Van Rysel RCR Aero road bike, and in today's video we're going to take a look at a deep dive into all the parts this bike comes with, talk about price points, what the company is about, and then I'm going to give you guys a perspective onto how the bike performs while riding it around the area here. I reached out to Decathlon to go ahead and get my hands onto this bike, and they were so nice enough to go ahead and send this bike out to me for about a 3-week review of the bicycle. And we're going to go into everything about the company and talk about what they have to offer for consumers. Decathalon is a company that makes Van Rysel bikes, and they want to get back into the competitive marketplace. They've been in the business for a very long time, all the way from the early 1970s. They put out a bike that wanted to be affordable to consumers, but also offer some kind of high-end product as well. So they came out with this bicycle right here, the RCR. It stands for Racer. As of right now, there's only one bicycle out there, which is this model right here, that retails for $7,000 USD. But it's a very extremely fast bicycle that comes spec'd with a nice affordable group set like a SRAM Force or like a Zip 404 wheel. And they're not some no-name company either. They're a European, French-based company that goes ahead and prides themselves on making a premium product for consumers like you guys. Decathlon's main goal is to be a top 5 bicycle manufacturer coming up into the industry later on down the road, and they plan to have their bicycles launch into the future, into 2024, to be in the Grand Tours to compete against people like Specialized, Trek, all these other big names out there, and offer a nice premium product. So as of right now, they only have one model out on the market for the RCR, but they do plan, like I said before, to have an RCR Pro model, which would be like a top tier spec bicycle with like a Duracer SRAM race kit for their pros to ride on. There is no confirmation of what team they'll be riding with, but they will be rumored to have some kind of pro team in the Pro Peloton. So as of right now, this bicycle comes in any color that you like, as long as that color is black, and it only goes for $7,000. But the crazy thing to think about, because they're located in that Europe space, is that, like I mentioned before, it's $7,000 USD, but if you are to buy over in Europe, it's 4,800 euros, which is absolutely insane to think about when you think about the components you get on this bike, the wheels, and the frame itself. So they're doing a really good job in that space over there. Hopefully that starts to trickle down. They are a direct-to-consumer based in USA, but they will have a select few retail stores as well in the area to go ahead and ship and sell bikes to. So a little bit about their bicycles. They actually did collaborate with a company called Dita, which is a very high-end carbon fiber handlebar, and they also collaborate with Dita for a stem as well. The cables on this bicycle are integrated into the head tube on this bicycle, so the cables are ran internally through the handlebar. They pop up down underneath here, underneath the stem, and then run through the head tube spacers and down to the frame. Components on this bike are very high-end as well. They're speccing this whole bicycle with the brand new revamped SRAM Force 2x12 wireless electronic group set on here. For $7,000, that is, again, a very competitive price point because these are almost pre-COVID prices. You do not see any kind of big name manufacturer out there anymore have this kind of components on this price point of bike. It usually comes spec'd on like a $9,000 bicycle. And you're not getting a no-name brand wheel set on here either. You're getting a pair of very nice Zip 404 Firecrests with their own zip hub as well. And they slap on there a very nice set of Michelin Power Cup 700x28C tires as well. But that being said, all in all, it's very nice to get onto a very high-end Aero road bike. They offer with a press-fit bottom bracket. They give you all the spec details that you want right here as well about the bicycle. They even are nice enough to include a water bottle cage with their beautiful brand design on there, the Van Rysel as well. So my first impression when I first got this bicycle was, I love the look of this bike. I'm a big fan of Aero road bikes in general. I love the look of the all-black look. It's very underrated, but I do like just the sleek simplicity of an all-black bicycle. I do like the drop seat stays, but the one thing I did notice when I got on the bicycle that it was a very stiff bike. They did a good job with the components, the price point, and the overall look of the bicycle, and I was just a really big fan of everything about it. The all black I do really like. Hopefully they implement more colors down the road, but what you get for $7,000 and also what you get for 4,800 euros over in the other country as well, I think is a bang up job for what the company offers. Now that you guys have some information about the bicycle and the company, let's go ahead and get on the bicycle and let me tell you guys how this bike rides. All right, so before I actually get into the ride review itself, I want to let you guys know a little bit about me and my background with riding experience. I've been riding a bicycle ever since I was 11 or 12 to kind of give you guys some credibility on me. I've ridden a ton of bikes in terms of different brands, makes, and models, all the way from entry-level bikes at $2,000, even aluminum allays at $800, all the way to top-tier S-Works, Venge Vices, S-Work bikes. I've also dabbled in other brands like Scott's. I've ridden my bike's Treks, and me just being in the bicycle industry and being a bicycle mechanic, working on people's bicycles and trying them out and testing what's wrong with them, I have a good feeling of what a good bicycle feels like. And keep in mind as well, this is my perspective on this thing. I don't do a ton of ride reviews on this channel for this main reason, because I feel that riding a bicycle is subjective and it's a preference. It's something that each individual feels differently, and that what I can feel can be completely different to what you may feel. Or if I'm saying to this bike that it's extremely fast and comfortable, an entry-level consumer who might have the money to buy this bike might go out and feel like the harshest bike in the world. So keep this in mind. This is my opinionated review, and this is what I felt and my preference of riding it. So first thing I noticed as soon as I got on this bicycle, it is a size medium. I'm about 6 foot, I would prefer a large. But the first thing I felt on this bicycle, even with these Zip 4 wheels that are hookless, the Michelin tires that are 728Cs, and they have tubes in there, the max PSI is 73, so it's meant to be a comfortable ride. This bike is insanely stiff. It performs how you want to perform, and every time you put down power, it goes where you want to go. The best thing about riding this bike is that it is an aero bike and that we are on an aero field. We are on a completely flat road. If I do a 45-kilometer ride, I only have about 200 feet of elevation. So the benefit of this bike is that I do get the absolute best case scenario for this aero road bike. Us being right on the water and having all these crosswinds going about, I get a really good feel, especially with these deep dish wheels and aero frame, how this bike performs with crosswinds. Not only that, going into the wind, and also my favorite, having a nice tailwind. So majority of all those rides, like I was saying, were group rides, and we're doing speeds anywhere from 24 to 28 miles an hour. Inside a group setting, carrying the speeds of this bike, very easy. As long as you're turning your feet, you're getting a good cadence going. The aerodynamics of this bike, the deep dish wheels, everything helps you maintain that top end speed faster and easier. I'm not gonna lie to you, you do feel a difference being at the front of a group with a nice aero bike, and you feel like you're not working as hard to maintain the speed you want to be at. Now let's talk about comfort with this bike. Again, like I said before, this is a demo bike. It is a size medium, I would prefer a large. But my seat height is not that high, and the drop is not that crazy for this bicycle. Yes, I'll prefer a longer stem. Right now it's about a 100 millimeter stem, and the bars are about a 42. 42 is what I typically ride for a bicycle. I don't mind that, but the stem I wish was a 120, and also I wish the drop wasn't as high. I'm not your crit racer. I'm not your cycling coach. I'm not the guy sitting there telling you that I'm gonna drop you on a bicycle. I'm your average friend who likes to do group rides, who just enjoys eating a little bit too much, and has really nice bikes to go ahead and work that off. So, if you're looking for that crazy ride review of a crit racer that says how optimal bikes are at Cat 1 speeds, this is not that channel. But right now, as we've been talking, I've been putting about an effort of 220 watts, and we're currently doing speeds of 20, 21 miles an hour by myself. And the best thing about this bike is it does come with a SRAM cord power meter, dual side in my ad, so it's able to tell me how the balance has been. And so far, I've been on the money, give or take 49.51. But the feel of this bike is incredible. I'm gonna give it a little bit of effort right here, guys. Take a little sprint. And again, as soon as you step on those pedals, you feel the bike react, and you feel like it wants to just keep on going with you. Absolutely amazing. Duck. That was a good ride. It was a lot of fun. And I want you guys to understand something. I'm not being biased here by any means. I don't have any affiliation with this company. I don't sell this company. I don't plan to sell this company. I'm just giving you guys my honest feedback of a bicycle that I think is really good, and it rides very, very well. So that way, if you guys were considering buying a bicycle from them or in this price point, this will be a valid option to do so. Even this, in terms of bias as well, as you guys know, you guys probably see my channel, I've always talked about hookless in a negative way. This bike has hookless wheels on it, And after riding this bike for so long, I even made a video talking about how I enjoy 28C tires now, or I put 30C tires on my bicycle. So even with this bike having hookless wheels, massive chunky tires on it, it still feels stiff, it still feels light, and still feels nimble. So I'm really, really enjoying this bicycle. Kind of upset, I don't want to give it back, but very happy with Van Rysel, and very happy with their teamwork together. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Gotta put in some effort over this hill. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys too. The new SRAM Force group set, this is my first ride, or my first time riding this new SRAM Force group set. Phenomenal. Man, the bicycle is really nice. I'm very happy with this bike. I even asked Van Rysel if I can keep the bike and pay the money for it. They said as of right now, they only have 2 test bikes, so I have to give it back. A couple things I don't like about the bike, because I have to be transparent about this. I mentioned the first half about how stiff the bike was and how it was amazing for a performance rider. And it's everything I want in an Aero road bike. It's everything I want for a bike down here. I know as a person that when I go out road riding, I'm looking for all the help I can get. I'm looking for that bicycle to go ahead and help give me every kind of performance boost I can. So with that being said, I look for a stiff bike. The downside to that is that this bicycle is very, I would say harsh, but not in like the worst way. It's very vertically stiff. You feel every bump of the road. Even with these 28 tires, the bike is still noticeable. You feel every bump of the road. You feel every vibration of the road. And the Physique saddle it comes with is still a very firm saddle as well. I'm enjoying the Physique saddle. It has a nice wide cutout. My sit bones have a nice resting spot. I don't have any pressure on my prostate. But in terms of actual riding it, when I get done, I'm like, yeah, this bike beats you up a little bit. But again, this is what you're looking for with a high-end Aero road bike. We're not buying this bike for endurance. We're not buying this bike for comfort. We want this bike to give us every little ounce of performance we can get out of it, and that's it. Our bodies will get used to it, especially this my bike. I would have no complaints. The first ride I did, my sit bones hurt me a little bit. After the 8th ride, or once I get done with my testing on this bike, which is the finished filming video of it, I feel like I ride this thing 60, 80 miles, no problem. Even 100 miles if I needed to. It's not a big deal. It's something my body's used to. Just like working out, you're gonna be sore after riding, or you're gonna be sore after lifting weights. You wanna have growth, you're gonna have a little bit of pain, and that's normal. So everyone thinks that this sport is meant for lazy boy couches and comfort. Just like Peter Sagan said, pick another sport, because at some points it is painful and you gotta endure it. Also, these Day bars or Dita bars, I don't like these dropouts. They're kind of weird. When I stand up to sprint, my wrists hit them. Again, these are a little bit more of maybe a comfort drop bar, or maybe I can fix that by rotating the bars down, but I didn't set these up. These other shifters came. So it is what it is. I prefer a much more shallower drop bar and a little bit more of a sleeker bend, so that way my wrists don't hit. And last but not least, as long as this company doesn't have any quality control of press fit bottom brackets, we should be golden. But right now this bike is phenomenal. The flex on here is literally none. And haven't heard one creak on this bike. Put down power, it stays stiff. You push power, it goes straight. So very nice. They just need to make sure they keep that round hole in the middle, down at the bottom, and they keep up with their quality control. Decathalon, I believe, offers a lifetime warranty on all their products, from the frame, the handlebars, and the stems. So keep that in mind. Now, I'm gonna put forth a little bit of effort on this bike. The entire time I've been talking is about 200 watts. Let's go ahead and put in some effort on this bike in the saddle to show what we can do. There we go. .500 watts, 26 miles an hour. 500 watts, 27 miles an hour, 470, road's bumpy. All right, that's it. All right, guys, this is my last sprint. Here we go. Get the speed, and it drops. $30 miles an hour. That's not fast. It's fast for me, guys. That's gonna do it for this video. Again, huge shout out to Rysel for sending me out this bike and letting me do a ride review on it. And a huge shout out to you guys as well for going and supporting the channel. And I couldn't thank Danny enough for being here, making me look good, and also doing the video editing. I'll tag below the company Rysel. I'm also gonna tag below my editor, Danny, for some of the best cam work out there in the business. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. So now that you guys know everything about the bicycle, let's go ahead and suit up. Well, I'm already suited up. All right.
You can do like.
Yeah, we got a killer dog behind you. Hi, dog. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.